So we're going to start, of course, with our division with the NL East.
Our favorite division.
So who do you have winning the division, Alan?
I have no idea. I have the Mets.
Same here.
I could pick somebody else, but it just felt wrong.
Like I could, and I was I was teetering, but I just really like our team a little bit better. It's going to be a hard division no matter what.
And that's what I was thinking, because you know what? I'm looking at my list, and I think there are 4 potential contenders. Seriously.
So how I got it, it's like Mets winning by 2 games, and then between 2 and 3 in the division is 1 game.
Right. So
that's how I was like, it's going to be depending on, and both my second place and third place team, their biggest question mark is third base right now.
Okay.
So that's why I was like, who's going to be the better third baseman? Who's going to get the most out of them? That's what I was like playing with.
I mean, you can guess all day long, but you never know.
Yeah. So yeah.
And somebody you're not even thinking of can just pop out and just be crazy good for this
exactly
team
like
and make a
AKA
difference.
the Braves 2 years ago came out of nowhere with this young team and just put it together.
Right.
So why do you like the Mets, Alan?
Well,
besides it being our favorite team.
So the Mets, they have the same issue every year. It's usually injuries followed by a crappy bullpen.
Yeah.
I think that assuming everyone can stay healthy, I expect us to be a contender and make a deep run into the playoffs.
Yeah. I pretty much put down where we were one of the hottest teams coming in the second half of baseball. And we had one of the worst bullpen last year, and we still finished 3 games out of the wild card. If we had an average bullpen last year, we would have been in the wild card game.
Right. So I think the Mets are pretty solid with their 26 that they can carry.
Yeah.
My only issue is that if any of those guys get injured, they don't have a ton of options to back them up.
They don't. So I think that's why the biggest thing with the starting pitching is someone can plug into a reliever role or someone can be a starter.
Okay.
Same thing with Lugo, can be a spot starter if absolutely needed.
Right.
Same with Giselman because they both were starters. But I think the biggest thing they did was fix the bullpen was adding Dylan Patentes.
Okay. Yeah.
Because, he's come off, of course, Achilles injury with the Yankees, but before that, he was an absolute monster reliever for the Yankees.
So if we can capture just a little bit of that,
that
would address our bullpen.
So if Familia's back to where his so far spring's been decent, so say if Familia even goes to the 7th inning role and Matelis goes 8 and then Diaz does lock down the closer, you only need 6 innings out of your starters.
And I believe we can absolutely do that. Our starters can go pretty deep. I think for us to contend, for the Mets to contend, they need to have people who took a step back last season. They need to go back strong this year because we went from having the best closer in the game to one of the worst.
Yeah.
And then Jed Lowry, who went from being an all-star to only having 8 plate appearances.
And that was like the last 2 weeks of the season.
Right. And then players like Syndergaard, Familia, Waka, Rick Porcello, Cano, Brandon Nimmo, they all need to play better than they did last season, which I absolutely think they can.
Yeah.
Because Robinson Cano, he came over to us and his OPS fell 109 points.
Yeah. He had a great spring last season. And then the first part of the season, and then those leg injuries and stuff started happening, and he came back, started to promise, and something else happened. And I really like the 2 signings of Rick and Waka.
Yeah, Porcello and Waka, that's pretty good in my opinion.
Unfortunately, we lost one of the pitchers I like with Wheeler, but with Rick being removed 2 years ago, Cy Young winner with the Red Sox. Yes, he had a down year last year, but we know he could put it together and be a Cy Young.
And we know what they can bring to the table for sure.
That's why also people are hearing that he's almost a lock for the 4 starters. So Alton's come down with Matz and Waka for the 5th. So
what do you like about the team? I mean, I like, other players too, like McNeil.
Yeah, so pretty much we really didn't add many besides the 3 pitchers. And then the biggest question mark, and if we get a healthy 80% Yoenis Cespedes in left field, God, like what are we gonna do? Because
everybody bring out your yellow arm guards and let's go out there and show some pride because
he's doing BP. So the biggest thing is getting him back in shape, and I'm waiting for him to play a spring training game. Hopefully it's towards the end. So he said his goals, the way he's feeling, he's hoping opening day.
Yeah, that'd be great
to be ready. So.
Like I said, I feel like the Mets are in a really good position to contend.
Yes.
We just got to stay healthy for 1 year. Just got to stay healthy. And our bullpen just needs to do what they're supposed to do. That's it.
If bullpen, no injuries, our starting pitching like Syndergaard, who we know he could be, not last year's Syndergaard,
Right.
but like the first couple of years
and
where he
that's-
had sub 3 ERAs.
Right, and that's the same with some other players that took a step back last season, but just get back on track this season, and we can make this go pretty well, I think.
Like if all they put this together, I can say we can compete for the best record against the Dodgers.
That would be insane.
Like some people at like MLB Network are going all in on the Mets after visiting them and talking to them, because especially with our manager, just they ready to fight for him because they came up with him. And when you have the 2-time Cy Young winner DeGrom being your ace, I really don't see that taking a step back this year.
I wonder if the Mets have ever won 100 games.
Be close. I don't think so.
Me either.
No, I think 86 they did. Or
in 86?
yeah, or it was real close. I think that was about the only year. Because I know we absolutely dominated.
Oh, yeah. It looks like the Mets, they might have won 108 in 86. But,
Yeah.
but like I said, man, that's not what we're used to.
Yeah.
The Mets are used to winning 70 games, 80 games.
Yeah. Like the year we went to the World Series, I was expecting wild card, and I've been happy. I wanted that step, and then
Whenever we finish the season with 90 game wins or something, I'm just like, that was a great year.
yeah. So my second in the division, I got to go with the 2-time defending champions, the Braves.
Me too. I got the Braves in my number 2 spot as well.
Yeah.
And they can easily be number 1.
Yeah.
Because I really like this team.
Yeah, they're still a very young team with Acuna and all them. And then when you add some veterans like Travis D'Arnaud, Cole Hamels, and Ozuna to your lineup, is pretty stacked. And then even you gave King Felix a minor league contract to try to earn him a spot to be your 5th rotation.
Yeah.
So they do have many young
Okay.
pitching prospects, and it's going to be very interesting. And then my biggest thing is what they're going to do with the losing of Josh Donaldson at third base.
Right. Side note, before I get into this, the Mets have won 100 games 3 times, and 2 of those were during the times we won World Series, 1969, 86, and then 88. So if we win 100 games, you might as well lock up the World Series and give it to the Mets, because that's what it looks like. The Braves, they've been getting better every year since 2015.
Yeah.
They've won at least 90 games in the last 2 seasons. I feel like they can easily emerge as one of the favorites to compete for the World Series. The team is hungry, confident in their abilities. They've bettered their bullpen and the bench.
Yeah.
So I don't think they need anything more to get the ball rolling. That's why I really like them, because they already have a team that's ready to win now. This is absolutely a team that I'm going to keep my eye out on this season. I expect them to build off of last year and come out and do some actual damage. So this is the team the Mets need to keep an eye out for sure. Absolutely.
And then like the early favorites for MVP is
Is
Acuna.
Jr.? Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone's saying it, which because he came out and said he wants to be the first ever 50-50 player.
Right, and I didn't really watch Acuna that much last season until the All-Star game. And when I saw him play, and I saw, I don't know, was he in the home run derby too?
Yes.
Yeah, when I saw this kid, I was like, this
His stuff was
dude
just
is
carrying.
a
Yeah.
beast. And yes, he's great.
Yeah.
The Braves have a great player for a long time.
Oh yeah, like when they locked him up for that cheap young deal for
Yeah,
it
good
was
deal
worth
for him
it.
too.
Yeah, you're guaranteed the 100-something million, like whatever, but you're stacked for 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, for the next decade or so, I'm just going to hear a bunch of because they're going to have something to cheer for.
Yeah, so the biggest thing, like I said, third baseman, if Austin Riley's going to get the job or Johan Camgro is going to get it. Austin Riley's one of their third baseman prospects. They think he might be ready, but we'll see what spring training does. So then, of course, I guess we probably got I don't know. I got Nationals in third.
I have the Nationals in third as well.
Yeah.
I like what they did last season. They lost some people. They kept their pitching together. So somebody next man up for third base for sure.
Like I said, that's the same thing with me with losing Rendon. Who's going to step up for him for third base?
Right. So, they're fresh off the World Series win that they weren't even supposed to play in.
Yeah.
They definitely have confidence. Even after losing Rendon, I don't expect them to miss a beat. Their pitching staff's still together. They have a lot of young talent. Next man up. I'm not counting them out this season. I know they're in a tough division, but they know what it takes to win, and they show they can do just that. I like their players. Trey Turner, I like a lot. I like that they re-signed Zimmerman for an extra year.
Yeah.
I mean, Juan Soto, he's at least 21.
He's finally 21.
I mean, hey,
He's not even 21 yet. But, that young star, then
they got a good team, man.
they have a good team.
I love Max Scherzer. He's a great pitcher.
Yeah. Scherzer is going to be here soon, where he's not going to be the ace no more in that rotation, probably another year or so, and then it will be Strasburg team. He re-signed for that big deal, and they're not really going to miss a beat. The biggest thing is their batting,
Right.
with the third base. Who wins it? Where they're going to bat? Because Rendon was right in the middle of the lineup, so now replacing him, the guy's going to go probably either first in the lineup or drop down to the lower part.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking, man, they did so good last season, and they're basically the same team. They can do it again. They're going to come out with all the swag. They're going to be like, hey, we just won. You got to beat us.
Yeah.
We're the team to beat, not anybody else.
Yeah.
Us.
And of course, we face them back-to-back weekends. We have them opening day in New York, and then we go to DC for opening day there.
That'd be
And
nice
they're
to go
spreading
to.
out their whole championship thing the whole weekend.
Oh, I bet they are. I bet they
Banners
are.
Thursday, ring ceremony Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
and then something else is Sunday. So they're milking it. So then I'm assuming we both got Phillies next.
Absolutely. There's no way that I'm even thinking the Marlins are going to get there this year.
No, yeah. So Phillies, of course, the new manager Girardi, which, great,
Yeah.
with Harper, and then trade for JT last year, expectations high.
Joe Girardi, that's a great manager to have.
So they fell short. So with hiring Girardi, they think that might have helped, and then they got some pitching help was signing Wheeler to the 5-year deal, and then Didi Gregorius for that 1-year deal at shortstop. But I still have a lot of questions for their starting pitching.
Yeah, I mean, and that's understandable.
So the Arenado
Arenado.
was the highlight. So they needed someone. So now Wheeler's their number 2.
Okay, that's good. That's a good
And
start.
then your third is Jake Arrieta, which you don't know what you're going to get out of him.
But you know what he could do, though.
Yes.
So I'm still okay with that pitching right now.
yeah. And then the other 2 guys were younger prospects that came up, and they were more high ceiling, but now they can be 4th and 5th starters where there's not much pressure on them with Wheeler signing.
Exactly. And you take the pressure off them, and they can succeed. They have some time,
Yeah.
somewhere to flourish. Like, they don't have to be the stud, but they can be it.
They could be that, but I said that's still the biggest question with them is that lineup.
Yeah. So I got the upper management, like you said, they sure do think it's time for the Phillies to win, because they fired their coach Gabe Kapler after gifting him Bryce Harper, and the team finished with a 500 record.
And unfortunately, he had some injuries, but still, when you sign Harper and then you get trade for JT,
That's what I'm saying.
and then you had the defending, I think, rookie or came up, I think, or run-up rookie of the year with Hoskins.
And oh yeah, and that's what they're thinking. The owners are like, look, man, we're not spending all this money on Bryce Harper just to be mediocre. I expect Bryce Harper to have a great year this year, and the rest of the team has to mesh for them to compete.
Yeah.
Even though I have them finishing 4th in the division, it's so tough that if they ended up winning the division, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be. I'm just saying I wouldn't be shocked if they did win the division. I'm not saying they're going to, but they could.
They could.
They
yes.
could. I'm not counting them out. It's
No.
not like the Orioles are in our division.
No.
They could actually compete. You
Yeah.
don't know, because with Bryce Harper and the team, and like you said, those other big names, anything could happen.
Yeah, and especially this is JT's contract year.
Right. So he's going to ball out.
Yeah, he's
Hopefully.
going to try to do his most where he gets that largest contract ever for a catcher next season. That's his goal. So he's going to play his heart out for that contract. And then we'll just touch base with the Marlins. They're still 2-3 years away from.
Yeah, I got them as a 90-game losing team.
Yeah, I don't have them 100 games because I think they have
Yeah.
enough young prospects where they can get it. And they,
Maybe not 90, but I'm saying 90 for the purposes of I don't believe in this team right now.
yeah, I got them at 69-93.
Right, so exactly. So I got him losing 90 games. Jeter's in a rebuild mode. I'm sure he's not expecting his team to make the playoffs this season, realistically.
Yeah.
The team doesn't seem like a great fit. It's full of young up-and-comers as well as veterans that are past their prime, like Matt Kemp.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
I know when he was playing today, it was like Matt Kent's up the bat. I'm like, oh, that's right. They did sign him.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I was like, Matt Kemp. The best news that I've heard from them all year is that their stadium's going to be used for the WPC.
Yeah. That's really it with them.
That's all that's
and
coming
then
up for
you're
them.
going to be like, okay, let's see what prospects when they come up, how they do. It's hopefully that some of the younger guys make that step. Veterans help coach them.
Yeah.
Show them the road.
Yeah.
That's really it from Miami.
And I'm sure Jeter is pretty okay with this, because I know he has a plan of what he's going to do and how many years he's realistically knowing it's going to take to get there.
Oh yeah, well, especially when you trade Stanton, Yelich, and Ozuna,
Yes.
you knew like, okay, these 3 can give me some prospects, which they did.
Right.
And now he's in full rebuild mode. He's saving money, make sure financially that team is ready. So when it is time to win, they can add that player for that money probably.
Yeah.
So Jeter's not dumb. He's doing something smart. So like I said, but still 2-3 years away from starting making noise.
Right, but when they do start making noise, then the whole division's making noise, and then who knows, man?
Yeah. So all right. So that is our NL East.
All right.
We pretty much did the same thing. So now,
Tell us your thoughts. What do you guys think about the NL East?
yeah. So see how we did. Who would you have win the NL East? So please let us know.